Hi, Jinji.
Hi, Tawfiq.
We're back for episode 2.
We're back for episode 2, and we're going to introduce ourselves because we didn't before.
We didn't before, but at the same time, before all that, I don't give a fuck. Y'all gonna find out who we are anyway. But shout out to us, momentum, consistency,
Mm-hmm.
last minute,
But we
but there
said we
was
were going to do
still a
it.
minute.
Last minute, but there's still a minute.
Yeah. Okay. So, you want to begin by introducing ourselves?
Sure.
Okay. Introduce. Please take it away. You want to introduce me too?
Do you want me to introduce you?
Yeah, do it. Do it in
Okay.
that. Do it in a voice.
Okay. In the voice.
Yeah, just your speaker voice or the newscaster voice is also cool. Um, but I think your normal Jinji just chef's kiss.
Well, you heard it here. I'm Jinji, and this is Tawfiq, and this is a couple conversations, and we are Original Studios. So, yeah. Um, what does that mean? Who are we? I'm Jinji. I don't
No
know
way.
that I'm a creative. I'm
I'm
an
sorry.
artist. I'm a person.
Oh, okay. Okay, I see
I'm a
where you're going.
lover.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm sorry, what are you doing?
What do you mean you're not a creative? Oh, okay, okay. You're
Sorry, I
speaking more
am
to.
a creative.
Oh, you said you are creative. Yes,
Yes.
very much so.
Creative, an artist, an entrepreneur,
Mm,
a lover,
mm,
a child at heart.
forever and always.
And this is Tawfiq.
This is Tawfiq. What's up?
He is a lover,
Mm.
a king,
The king. Ooh.
an artist,
Mm.
a storyteller. A
Very nice.
child at heart.
Child forever, always. All right, so we got that out of the way.
Yeah. Do you have
Um,
anything to add about who you are and
who I
what you
am.
feel?
Yeah. Who I am. You know, I guess that's kind of like the journey, right? I'm also trying to figure that out. So that's kind of a hard question. People are like, "Oh, who are you?" It's like, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to figure that out. Um, yeah, I'm just a storyteller. I'll just leave it at that. Storyteller, and I'm very forgetful. I don't have my water bottle. We don't have our lip balm. We're out here in the sun. That sun is right there, and it's just. So we're about to shoot this real quick and get on home to our water
Get some
bottle.
good water.
Okay, so this week we are talking about support. So I had a really, really long week,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been a really long couple of weeks. Um, and Jinji and I have this weekly meeting every Friday where we touch base. You know, and in our meeting yesterday, I had to give her flowers because I was having a really hard week, and the amount of support that she gave, without even, it was just intuitive. So I give you your flowers again. But that's kind of like the idea between, for me at least, what it means to create that flow. You know,
Yeah.
being able to recognize that the other person is like, hey, they're kind of stressed, they're kind of this. I'll cook dinner. You know what I mean? But not only will I cook dinner, I already know dinner has to get cooked, and I'm gonna make sure that he eats because he's like knee deep in this, that, and the other.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a lot of ways. You know, going that distance. Mm. But it's cool because then in that moment, because while it was happening, I knew that that's what was happening, and I had to learn to receive it,
Mm.
and that's not always easy. Like learning how to receive that level of help, that was not new because we've been doing this for a little while, but it was nice to be able to sit back and know it's like, yeah, she's doing that work, and I can do my work, and I'm going to pay her back by doing my best work, so that the investment that you made into me will be paid back in full plus some. It's always a point. So,
Mm-hmm.
mm,
Yeah.
yeah. So the support.
It's a give and take. It's a balance, but it's also just what you do.
Yeah.
I mean, that's from my perspective when I was experiencing it, when I saw it. I I know we've spoken about this before, but I've had times where I've been in that space and you've really come through for me, and it's like thinking about the past, the present, and the future, and then also just of your own volition wanting to do that for someone. Like, I want to see you succeed. I want to see you happy. I want to see you thriving, and it's good for you, it's good for us. And so, of course, I'm going to take care of you because I care about you, but also in my interest, it's in my interest to take care of you, which is another good point that we've talked about.
Hmm.
Um,
That I'm so glad you brought that up. What is that good point? What is that good point?
uh,
How do you consider it?
we talked about how, well, in our connection, there's a, is it in the best interest of you? Okay, check. Is it in the best interest of us? Check. Okay, then it has to be in the best interest of the other person. Um, and if you're doing something that's not in your best interest, then you shouldn't be doing it at all because it's not good for anybody else. So
Right.
just in life, but also especially in an intimate relationship or a business partnership, if it's not something that's good for you or in your interest, then you wouldn't entertain it.
Yeah, or we shouldn't entertain it. So
Yeah, it shouldn't.
so what Jinji is referring to, my people, is it's called my theory of selfishness. I just made that up on the spot, but that's literally what it kind of is, though, because I have this philosophy, this theory that everything we do down to our
Hold on.
DNA.
There's a plane above, and I don't know what the sound is going to sound like, and I want them to be able to hear you.
This is very true. Thank you. We're not going to do the cutting, so we're just going to have to sit through that.
That's okay.
Okay, so here we go. So the theory of selfishness. It's my theory that states that in our very DNA is the survival mechanism, right? So everything we do, most things, if not the vast majority of things we do, is rooted in a level of selfishness. Why? Because we want to do it for our own survival. So there's a tier question system that we have when it comes to being selfish. First and foremost, if you're building a partnership with someone, whether it's a intimate relationship, personal relationship, and all the different types of relationships that you can have with one person, and then also business relationships, friendships, partnerships outside of the intimate relationship, there needs to be an exchange, right? And the first question of selfishness is, does this benefit me? If you can't check that off, then it's what are you doing there, right? So then once you check that off, you're like, okay. Then the next line of questioning is, okay, does this benefit us? Whoever us is, whether it's you and the other party, or you and the other parties, right? Does this benefit us? The reason why that's second is because it includes you. Second level of selfishness. Now, once you've gotten through those first two levels of selfishness, the third level is, does this benefit them? Let me make sure that it benefits them. Let me be empathetic and seeing if it benefits the other party or parties. That then creates the full circle effect. So it's selfishness because if it benefits them and you have that third check, then you know if it's benefiting them, it's going to come in return and benefit you. Thus creating that cycle of always asking that question. Does it benefit me? Does it benefit us? Does it benefit them? And it creates this full circle effect. And that's what we've been really what we've been talking about. I came up with this idea of selfishness. This was a long time ago and I presented it to Jinji. I'm like, look, we got to be selfish. I need to know that I'm investing in you for my betterment, and then also for our betterment, and then for her betterment. And then I have to show her, both expressing it verbally but also in my actions, that that is my intention, and then she does that in return, which is why this past week for me it was like the level of support. It's like I support her, she supports me. We go through another, I support her, she supports me, and it's just reinforcing, hitting that, hitting that hammer against the head. Yeah, yeah, the nail, and the nail on the head. So yeah, that's what we're doing out here.
Yeah.
Theory of selfishness. Coined. Original Studios.
Trademark.
Practiced. Oh, trademark. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think yeah, you said it perfectly. I agree, and it's been a good reminder when we've had our conversations about it. I definitely grew up being way more selfless than selfish, and I know that in society the connotation of selfishness can be more negative. But understanding that it's good to be selfish has been really cool, and then knowing that that doesn't take away from our relationship, it actually feeds into it, because I'm not being selfish in a malicious way. I'm being selfish in a way that it genuinely makes me feel good to take care of you. It genuinely also makes me feel good to see you happy and us to be able to do things like this and enjoy time together. If I'm not taking care of you and helping you be your best self, then we're not going to have good times together.
Yeah.
So it's in my best interest to take care of you so that we can continue to have good times together. It's also in your best interest to have the support that you need and be able to take care of the things you need to take care of. Therefore, it's good for us as a unit.
Right.
So.
And then once that has been communicated on my end, I receive that and I say, it is in my best interest to take care of her. Because I know it makes her feel good to feel taken care of. It makes me feel good to take care of.
Yeah.
So again, that full circle moment, each action, it's brick by brick, layer by layer. It's like, all right, we talk about this, show me. We talk about this, show me. Talk about this, show me. And then when it's shown, we talk about it. And then when it's not shown, we talk about it. You know, nothing's almost too small. We like, whatever is big, small, this or that, we are pretty like, yo, can you not put certain things in certain shelves? You know what I mean? Like, you let me know. It's like, hey, this is where this goes. Don't mix it up within the shelf. I figured it was in the same cabinet, so whatever. But she's like, no, it has a shelf. And I'm like, all right, granted, cool. Because if she didn't say anything and I kept doing that, and that's like, it becomes stupid. It becomes stupid. It becomes an annoyance. It becomes something that maybe she feels that she has to keep fixing, and I'm not paying attention. And on my end, I'm like, I'm not really recognizing it, and then she told me about it. Plane overhead. How do they fly the plane?
Yeah. I don't know. I've never been up there.
You never been in there? I haven't either. I've seen them.
Yeah. You see when you get on the plane.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's what we're talking about. Support, theory of selfishness. And
ooh, that was nice.
Very nice. I heard it.
Thank you.
Yeah, so bring it full circle. You can tell we forgot our water. Yeah. So
and that's something we usually do too, is like, if one of us is leaving, hey, do you have your stuff? Do you have your chapstick? Do you have your wallet, your water, keys? We were like, we need to get this golden hour, and it's still, the sun is still up.
Yeah, we're like way early for golden hour. No water too?
It's okay.
It's an L. But yeah, so that's this week's episode. I think it's done. I think we're done.
You think we're done?
I think we're done. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we finish?
Well, thank you for giving me my flowers.
You're welcome.
Again. And just to reiterate and wrap it up, it's a full circle thing.
A Jinji wrap up.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do it.
It's a full circle moment. I really appreciate that you allow me to understand and receive the ability or the access point of being selfish for the good of our relationship and the good of myself. And I also really appreciate that you work to receive the love, consideration, and support that I give to you, because that helps both of us. And I like our weekly meetings. I like that we can talk about anything, big or small, funny, serious, goofy, weird, gross. Relationships are not meant to be hard. They are work, but they shouldn't be hard. They shouldn't be detrimental to your health. They shouldn't be strenuous. They should work. There should be a knowing, even in the unknown.
Yeah, and that goes down to a whole nother rabbit hole. That goes down to like trusting yourself that you can choose, and know that you can trust yourself that you can choose correctly. And that's quite the journey. But that's going to bring us into a whole nother thing, maybe another episode. But she did mention our weekly meetings again. And I think next week we'll talk about our purple notebook.
That sounds good.
I think we'll bring the purple notebook into it. Give them a sneak peek into, not literally, visually, so y'all can see all our business, but the idea about it, the practice.
Yeah.
Okay, next episode. That's what we'll do next Sunday. check in. I think that'll be on the 26th. I think that's a Sunday.
I think you're right.
All right.
Well, it's Jinji and Tawfiq, and this is a couple conversations, and yeah, we had another conversation. So, see you later.
Bye. Bye.